Well, last weekend, a madman opened fire from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Resort and Casino in Las Vegas at unsuspecting concertgoers who were enjoying some of Jason Aldean's greatest hits, killing over 50 people and injuring nearly 500 more. Ultimate Fighting Championship did its part to honor victims, families, and first responders who were all affected by the horrific event, donating $1 million to the cause and hosting over 1,500 of those people at last night's UFC 216 event in Sin City. This was on Saturday, not last night. UFC President Dana White, though, wanted Aldean to perform the national anthem at the event, but was denied by the country music singer's management, citing that Jason was shook up by the shooting and wasn't sure if he'd be performing live anytime soon, if ever. However, Aldean did perform, but not at UFC 216, but on Saturday Night Live in New York, the same night as UFC 216. Needless to say, White was not happy. His image was more important than coming back to Vegas and playing for the people who are his fans and who got shot watching him play, White said. He uses the words, F you, Jason Aldean, expletive you, Jason Aldean, stay out of Vegas. And angry, Dana White told TMZ Sports. According to Dana, he reached out to several other country musicians, but was rejected by each and every one of them. Those are people who buy your albums, and none of your country music people could sing the anthem in front of survivors and first responders. White, while it may be understandable for some artists to have some apprehension to return to Vegas just a few days after the worst mass shooting in United States history, White wasn't having it. Eventually, Dana got his longtime friend Everlast to perform America the Beautiful at UFC 216 in front of victims and first responders who joined the musician inside the octagon. This isn't about money. This is about the bad expletive people who fought through this expletive that this coward did, declared White. Are you guys siding with Dana White on this one? Is he okay to bash Jason Aldean and other country music stars for not attending UFC in Las Vegas and not performing? Don't you think they're still a little shook up? I mean, this thing happened literally a couple days ago. We're acting like it happened months ago. And Jason Aldean, I mean, that's a different story. He went to Saturday Night Live. Maybe he felt he can get more reach there as far as awareness. I don't know. And maybe he doesn't want to go to Las Vegas because he's shook up. I don't understand where Dana White is coming from with this or going with this. I mean, he literally attacked Jason Aldean, and he attacked several other country musicians who did not attend the event to sing or have an appearance of somewhat, because he had first responders there. He had survivors in Las Vegas this weekend to watch the UFC show. So now the UFC president is attacking Jason Aldean because Aldean went to Saturday Night Live and not to the UFC. The question is, who asked him first? I'm assuming that the UFC asked Jason Aldean first because they responded back to the UFC saying he might not perform at all ever again. He's still shook up. And then he shows up on Saturday Night Live. Dana White now says, I see where you're coming from. You're now worried more about your image than being with the people who survived this attack while watching you play, he says. Who are you with on this? Are you with Dana White, who tried to book Jason Aldean to do a special performance in front of Las Vegas massacre survivors and first responders? Or are you with Jason Aldean, who decided to go perform on Saturday Night Live? And are you with the rest of the country musicians that Dana White reached out to that were a little shook up, that did not want to go back to Las Vegas? Look, in this situation, if this had been months after the attack, I'd say, okay, I'm siding with Dana White. Jason Aldean should have been there to, at least show his support of the victims and the first responders. But this is only a couple days old. I'm thinking Dana White should take it a little easy here. Only a couple days old, and he's asking for these performers to come out after they're so shook up already from all of this. I'd say, Dana White's got to take a little chill pill here, right? I think he's got to take a chill pill. I just feel this is too soon. I'm trying to think about it in both aspects. I'm trying to think about it as a promoter. I'm trying to think about it as a person who just cares about the people that have gone through this. So I'm trying to see both sides of this thing. Whose side are you on? I mean, is Dana White in the right here, or is Jason Aldean and other country musicians who did not attend in the right here? Because he had the victims and the first responders there. Should they have performed? Should they have showed up to the UFC? Jason Aldean went to SNL. Why not the UFC? Interesting stuff. Anyways, I still think it's too soon to talk about it. Eggs, Bacon, and Joey.